All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my podcast. I don't know what episode this is going to be because yesterday was a hot mess in the recording. So the videographer might get this episode done before the other one. So we're not going to give this one a number yet. But again, welcome back to the 2024 conference is just a few weeks away. And we don't want you to miss out on our fabulous speakers. So I'm going to talk to the speakers this week, the podcast. It's a long name. I've told you before, we're not fixing it. This is where we're staying. It is what it is. Just indulge me. All right. So I want to say hello to my friend and colleague and fellow BW alumni, Julie Jones.
Hey, Amy, so good to be here and looking forward to the conference.
Yep, we can't wait. So before I do this, I want to give just a little background of how I met Julie and then how we reconnected. So again, and in every podcast, I feel like I'm giving away my age, but it is what it is, and it's fine. I'm a 1991 graduate of Baldwin-Wallace College at the time. It's now a university. And I was a graduated communications degree. And Julie and I were in classes all the time together. Funny story, though. I'm the cheerleader and sorority girl, and Julie is the Hall of Fame catcher on the softball team. But we survived communications together, and we did it all together. Now, fun fact, I haven't talked to Julie probably since the day, near the end of when I graduated. And so I'm going through my social media, and suddenly I see one of my dad's former 13-year-old baseball players. His daughter is at a softball combine, and he thanks Julie Jones. And I am like, is that the Julie Jones? Is that my Julie Jones? Is that who that is? So sent her a message and started talking to her via Facebook. And then that's when I got connected to her Facebook page and all of her YouTube videos. And I thought she has to come and speak at our conference. So, Julie, why don't you talk a little bit about SSB performance, what you do in general, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you're going to bring to the conference.
Great, Amy. That is such a great story of how Durand brought us back together, and his daughter, Brianna, who is a great softball player. But the real connection there was through the mental performance work that I do with our mutual friends' daughters, and that is what I'm excited to bring to the conference in New Orleans. SSB performance is smarter, stronger, better mindset training. And this came out of a love of watching performers reach their peak. But the only way that we can do that is if we have a mental foundation for all of the other things that we build in our competitive or performing lives. So we're really good with tactics and techniques and the physical side of training. But it's the mental side that I bring to coaches and CEOs and athletes and companies all over the country. This mental side is overlooked because we don't know where to start with it a lot of times. But it truly is the foundation of everything that we do. So when we get to be together at the conference, we'll be talking about ways that we can enhance our performance by using our talent and our training to their fullest. Confidence building, how we manage our self-talk, how we set and attain our goals by habits of excellence and routines. And routine is everything that cheer and dance athletes and performers use on a daily basis. But how do we manage our thinking, and how does our thinking affect our results? And then all these things combine to make a better performance, a better athlete, someone who's more confident, more comfortable, and more consistent.
Yeah. So, Julie, I'm so excited. It's one of those things that, everything is kind of lined up this year with the conference, and we're bringing so many great things. And I love when we can find somebody who can bring skills from outside of All-Star. They haven't been a part of All-Star. They're not a part of the spirit industry, and they can bring successful training and tactics to our coaches and to our population. So I'm super excited that you're going to be doing that.
Well, success leaves clues, right? So if we can figure out how successful people operate from a mental perspective, we can take that and put it across all domains, not just in softball or basketball or singing or the Cleveland Orchestra, but to the routines and the rehearsals and all the practices that we do, the training that we do, we can build in those tactics to help us figure out what works best for us, because everyone's a little bit different. But we have to understand that our thoughts affect how we feel, which affects how we act, which affects how we perform. So it all starts with where our mind is, whether it's where it needs to be or whether it's being hijacked by something else. So coaching is coaching. Athletes are athletes. We all work in a little bit different way, whether it's because of our discipline or because of our personality or our gifts or whatever those things may be. But there are tools that can benefit people across peak performance domains. And that's what we're looking to share.
Yeah. And what I love too, Julie, and I think, so I coached, not at the level you coached, but I coached youth softball. I've coached T-ball for my kids, because Lord knows that was the only time I was going to ever get to coach my boys is in T-ball. And I'm the only female coach, but there we go. And then I've coached cheer and dance, at all different levels. And yes, I love the fact that we're going to help them be more successful today on the team they're on, what they're competing. But what I also love, Julie, is if we can get coaches, right, understanding some of this and being able to train this and utilize in their practice, what happens to the athletes today when they leave and they become adults tomorrow?
Right.
Everything that we will talk about is about performing on a daily basis, whether it's in having a conversation that you will have, whether it's having an interview, whether it's dealing with the pressures of life in general, because pressure is around every corner. If we can manage our response to our environment a little bit better, we are going to show up as better human beings, whether that's on the mat or on the Marley or in the field of life. We are going to be better if we can manage pressure and manage our responses to things, hands down.
Excellent. And Julie, that's it. I'm not tipping off anybody anymore. We're not going to talk anymore about your thoughts, your philosophies, or what you're training, because to get this information, they need to come see us in New Orleans. And as I've said at the beginning of almost every podcast, and I'll say at the end of this one, there's still time to come. There's still rooms available. We're in a gigantic hotel, and you might be able to get a last minute deal on an airfare. Or if you're within driving distance, get yourself, your fellow coaches in a car and come. You will recharge yourself and you will end up being a better coach with the information you leave with. So Julie, thank you for taking some time with me today. And I can't wait to see you in New Orleans.